Hey guys, Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Reviews? Well, as you can see, you're getting 4 for the price of 1 today. Don't get used to it, because it ain't going to happen often. And probably not going to happen for quite some time. That said, today we'll be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins 2000X He-Man, Anti-Eternia He-Man, Sunman, and Pighead from the Rulers of the Sun. These, of course, are brought to us by the fine folks over at, say it with me now, Mattel, as well as my good buddy, Evil Villain, who was nice enough to hook up both Sunman and Pighead from the Rulers of the Sun line quite some time ago. I believe it was for a trade, but what that trade was for, I honestly can't remember, because it was sometime last year. So, as I mentioned in previous videos over the course of the past week, I'll leave a link in the description below to his Instagram, so you can head on over there, give him a follow, let him know I sent you. You know the drill by now, I would hope. Been saying it for a week now. You haven't been paying attention? What are you doing, man? That said, it should also be worth mentioning that the 2000X He-Man is brought to us by the local friend who shall not be named for privacy reasons. Been a long time since I give him a shout out. He was nice enough to hook me up with that figure for my birthday last year. So yeah, had these guys on the back burner for quite some time. We're just now getting around to it. I don't have the mini comics handy, but I'm going to try and keep this review as short and sweet as I possibly can, because while these are goodies, they are also oldies. So buckle up, maybe kick back, grab yourself a snack and a drink. We're going to take a look at some origins. Starting off with this 2000X He-Man here. And as far as his accessories are concerned, he comes with the 2000X Power Sword. Doesn't open up, unfortunately, but gets the job done. Nice silver paint on that, too, by the way. Got the 2000X style Battle Axe, as well as the 2000X style Shield, which I feel should have been a little bigger, being honest with you, but it gets the job done, I guess. And Hasbro, something to note, that's how you do a shield clip, not that cheap flimsy crap you've been doing since 2012. Like, what are we doing? That said, I really like this figure. That said, also, I don't think this is his hand. I think he had a grip hand before, but I swapped this on there because it's easier to utilize the shield with. That said, as far as articulation goes, I've said that a lot. It's got a double ball peg in the head. Can look all around. Shoulders go out, back down, they rotate. It's got a swivel in the elbow with a hinge. Nice tight ratchets in that. Swivel in the wrist with a hinge. Swivel in the waist. T-jointed hips that can kick out. Back down. Rotate forward and back. It does have a swivel at the knee as well as a hinge, and a swivel in the boot with a hinge in the foot, and a ankle rocker. And all these guys have peg holes at the bottom of the feet. You want to throw them on a stand. Now, that's all the articulation we're going to do for this video. They all have the same body buck, so it doesn't make sense to go over it with each individual figure. But as far as new stuff goes with this figure, the hair is new. I think it's the same vintage style head underneath, but the hair is definitely 2000X. It's got that mullet look to it, almost like a Dolph Lundgren look, to be honest with you. He's got the 2000X style harness and the 2000X style underoos belt and butt pouch there. So very, very cool. Like this guy a lot. Very happy to have him. I like the Skeletor more, but you know, I've been that way since I was a wee lad. Now we got Anti-Eternia He-Man, or Back in Black He-Man, as AC/DC would say, or Paint It Black He-Man, as the Rolling Stones would say. Maybe even Fade to Black, like Metallica would say. How many references do I have? Black Sabbath, like Black Sabbath would say on their album Black Sabbath. I do this all day, man. Isn't there another Metallica song, Blackened? Well, either way, old school heavy metal references aside, I like the coloring on this guy, but it is just a black He-Man figure with some red accents. That said, he of course comes with a black power sword, a black battle axe, and a black shield. I think the shield has some red in it too. But other than that, complete reuse from the Vintage Head reissue of He-Man in the main line. That was released on both the, I want to say the card that had Lord's Power Merman and Fisto, and 2000X, quote unquote 2000X, Evil Lyn and Faker on it, but then was re-released when 2000X He-Man, 2000X Skeletor, Mantenna, and I want to say Pighead was also in that wave, came out. But yeah, I dig the figure. I like the colors. Really wish we got the Anti-Eternia Man-at-Arms to go with him. But maybe someday we'll bring those back, because it seems kind of weird that they didn't do that instead of what we're going to look at now. Arnold from Different Strokes. I'm sorry, but after my good buddy L10 to mention that, I can't unsee it, and it's pretty hilarious. Almost as hilarious as his stupid wings. Why do they sit on him like that? Why aren't they on the back like Buzz-Offs? I don't know. Also, shout out to my good buddy L10 for the hookup on the 2000X Skeletor. Probably should have mentioned that when 2000X He-Man was up here, but, you know, better late than never. But we got Sunman, and I don't have anything against Sunman or Pighead. I have something against all the other losers they decided to make over some other cool bootleg Master of the Universe characters, like the Skullman, or Warlord, or wasn't there some crazy snake, vampire bat, gargoyle demon guys too? From, was it Remco that was making those? But either way, I digress. Because at the end of the day, we did not need 3 Sunmen, 2 Pigheads, and 2 Space Sumos. We could have just done with one of each, or just Sunman and Pighead and called it a day. Like, that's all we got in Masterverse, and it looks like that's how it's gonna stay. That said, as far as Sunman's accessories are concerned, he does come with this Wakanda Forever looking sword. It's more like a spear than a sword, but whatever. And then he does come with the Sun Shield. And unlike the 2000X He-Man, I did not opt to swap his hand out for an open hand that works better with the shield. So I'll have to do that at some point. But yeah, aside from his dopey scarf wings, I actually like this figure quite a bit. I think he's fun. I like the Masterverse way more, but you know, not everything can be as cool as that, right? Got a little schmutz on his boot. I just picked it off there. But new parts on this guy: the chest armor, the head, the wings, if you want to call them that. I think the forearms are new, and the boots. And it's kind of weird that Filmation Beastman had the wrapped boots, because look at these. Not wrapped boots. Very interesting. Oh, the crotch also appears to be new as well. So setting him down back here. Let's bring out his arch nemesis, Pighead, who was once a white man. So, yeah, change the white man into a pig. That's not insensitive. That goes both ways, you know. Either way, don't want to get canceled here. So we'll just talk about his accessories. He comes with this flail, Morning Star, whatever you want to call it. Much like the Walmart exclusive traditional looking Moss Man, not the one from Turtles of Grayskull. Has a little trouble holding this, kind of just drops it now and then. And then he does come with a big shield as well. So that's cool. And I like this guy quite a bit. I think he works great with the Evil Warriors. There's a bit of a samurai helmet going on there. But really cool. I dug the crap out of his Masterverse figure. And if you have the, is it Brent Strowman from the Masters of WWE? You can actually give this guy like the Beastman pauldrons in black. Much like his Masterverse counterpart had. But as far as new parts on this guy go, he's got the same feet as Sunman. He's got different shins, or boots, I should say. got new forearms, a new kind of belt harness, and I think he's got the same crotch as Sunman as well. And of course the new head. So that about does it for Piglet here. He's got some little spikes on the backs of his gauntlets. That's pretty cool. And I like the kind of Danny Ketch Ghost Rider spike belt he's got going on there. So yeah, I like me some Pighead. So setting him down. That does it. That's pretty much it for these figures. I already reviewed the other figures from their respected waves. The 2000X Skeletor, Mantenna, Clawful, and the Horde Troopa all got individual reviews on the channel. So if you're curious about the mini comics these guys came with, or the other figures in the wave, because I did recently start doing Origins reviews as waves. I want to say the wave with Whiplash, King Randor, and Mini Comic Trapjaw. It's the first time I ever did that. I've been doing it that way ever since. I just figured I'd lock these guys together in one video just to, put a cap on it. I have officially reviewed every single packed MOTU Origins figure that is, from the core Masters of the Universe mythos. Sunman and Pighead were later additions. I'm not going to review the rest of the Sunman crew. I have no interest in owning those. I know some people like them. They're just not for me. But yeah, at this point, the only figures I haven't reviewed are the two Prince Adams, the one with the blue vest, one with the pink vest, and Mechaneck, who came with the Ground Ripper. I think Prince Adam came with Sky Slide, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to see reviews of those, I guess let me know. I guess I could have locked them in here as well, but we're already pushing our limit for time here, so why don't we just bring in our two regulars, Mythic Legions of Brother Mandibulas here, and the infamous 11 Spawn, who obviously tower over these guys. I mean, they are just freaking Origins after all. There you go, zoom out a little bit there so you can kind of see them. Kind of. I mean, they're 5.5 inch figures through and through. Unlike the cartoon collection, which is pushing 6, I think, nowadays. So, yeah. So with that being said, before this review drags out any longer than it already has, I want to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and as far as 2000X He-Man and Anti-Eternia He-Man are concerned, two fine additions to the Masters of the Universe Origins line. As far as Sunman and Pighead are concerned, I think that's as far as they should have went with the Sunman thing, if I'm being honest with you, because I would have much rather have gotten some of the other, bootleg Master of the Universe type characters in the Origins line, like, I don't know, the Skullman or Warlord, or, cooler characters like that, as opposed to Digitino, Boltman, Hypno, Lame-o. So, while I know a lot of people like the Sunman stuff, it's just not for me, and I'm okay with just having Sunman and Pighead as representation of the Sunman line in my Origins collection. That said, of the four I have sitting in front of me, 2000X He-Man, probably my favorite, because A, that was my He-Man when I was a kid. I was into 2000X when I was growing up in the early 2000s, so ticks a lot of boxes nostalgia-wise for me personally, and it was also a gift from the local friend who shall not be named for privacy reasons. So, didn't have to do that. I don't ask people to do that, but when they do, I greatly appreciate it. Much like Evil Villain did with the Sunman and the Pighead back there. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.